Hello and welcome to Illumination Podcast with Nick and Kisma. I'm Nick, and today's episode is Kisma's gift ideas heading into the holiday season. So for resources, you can go to illuminationacademy.net/INK137. And now let's get started.
Hello and welcome to Illumination Podcast with Nick and Kisma, bringing you ancient wisdom for modern day success so that you can have the mindset to get your life and business set.
As always, thank you for tuning in. And if you're new to the podcast, take a quick second to hit the subscribe button in iTunes, SoundCloud, or Stitcher. If you want to get the inside info for this and every episode, as well as some free gifts, go to illuminationacademy.net/podcasts. And now let's dive in to get your mindset for your life and business set. I'm excited about this episode.
I am too.
I feel like I get to learn from a master in this one. No, you're a really good gift giver. And you know who else is a really good gift giver is your really dear friend, Sharon.
Oh, Sharon.
Our really dear friend.
Yeah, Sharon's a great gift giver.
She's an expert gift giver.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm super excited about this because I'll tell you what, and you know, from our relationship together is gift giving sometimes kind of stresses me out.
It does stress you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just totally transparency, you will never ask again if you're supposed to get me a card on whatever holiday.
I just get the card.
You just get the card.
Yeah, we're clear on that. Yeah, we're good on that.
Last time, I don't know what holiday it was, but Nick was like, am I getting you a card? And I just said, you didn't ask that question. Just pretend you never asked that question and go get a card.
At least one of the things I actually really appreciate about you is when I ask, when something like that happens, you really have a great ability of just we're just going to pretend that didn't happen.
Erase.
You know, and it's good. And now I don't ask those questions.
Yeah,
now I know. But I was getting a little over exacting, I think, because I wanted to do the right thing.
Yeah, just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got it. I got it. I'm glad that we could learn from this.
But that to me, because our episode last week was all about festive stress, and so this is the next in line of our holiday series, and I do think people get super stressed about picking out the right gift. Now, there are some of you out there, you are amazing gift buyers and givers. You love it. You do it. Stick with what you do. If what you do works, do it. And then maybe some of these gift ideas, because I guarantee they're not what you're thinking, you can sprinkle them for fun. Mm-hmm. Just and let them be add-ons for your gifts, because this is a different approach to gift giving.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what your take on this.
Yeah, well, what I think happens is that the idea of giving a gift back when, I think it all started from a really heart-centered, joyful, when we think of holidays, it's joy.
Yeah. Totally.
And I think, this is coming to the end of 2018. I think at least I can speak for our United States of America for many different reasons. We've lost joy. There's been too many shootings. You and I are in California right now. We've seen devastation of fires and people losing their homes. We don't even need to get into the political mess because we don't do that on this podcast, but there's an absence of joy.
I think that's a really kind way of saying it.
Yeah.
There is an absence of joy.
And with an absence of joy comes stress, even more stress, disease, because humans were designed to be joyful. I mean, when we're joyful, we're in flow.
Yeah, that's true.
And when we don't have joy, there's a lot of funkiness that we attract.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't think that we should go shopping and be stressed. I don't think that we should just grab a gift for the sake of it and slap some old paper on it and give it out of obligation.
Mm-hmm.
I think it defeats the purpose. I think that, I can only speak for myself and the people I've talked to about it, but it diminishes our joy and we just get really stressed out.
Yeah.
So I came up with some gift ideas that I thought were fun. And you as listeners might be like, she's crazy. But I was thinking what was the best time of holidays when we were a kid? And we'd get these really special, fun gifts. That was the most fun, right?
That was fun, yeah.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, what can we do with those gift ideas and translate them into grown-up ideas?
Okay.
Right? So
yeah, because I don't think if I got a bunch of, if I got you a bunch of G.I. Joes, I don't
that would be weird.
Yeah.
And I don't need a Barbie doll.
Yeah.
I don't. Although, sometimes I just want to like retreat, be like, where's my Barbie dolls?
I have an idea. Like, I kind of want to have a Kisma action figure where
Zing.
it would be so cool, right?
I could just be zapping out of my fingers.
Wand,
yeah.
And you could like put like,
oh, that's pretty cool.
Kind of like a Barbie where you could like put different outfits on you, like fall time Kisma and like holiday
or capes.
Time Kisma. Yeah.
Capes, different
superhero
crystal
Kisma.
wands.
Yeah, totally.
Different boots.
Yeah.
I kind of like, okay, next year, guys, we'll have the Kisma doll. But for now, let's just go back to the basics. Okay. So one of the things that I loved to do when I was a kid was color. And, I remember when I was really young, like the coloring books with the bigger images that I could outline them and get the crayons and color them. And I just really loved that. And then as I grew up, I got less patient. So like the paint by number stuff, I never looked at the numbers. Like I just painted. I did not follow the numbers. I was rebel. But now we see these in some of the high-end bookstores. And what I think could be really fun is the adult coloring book. I'm not X-rated, but they have some like the mandalas, these coloring books that are beautiful mandalas or geometric shapes. You can find some with animals. The one I love, and we're putting links to all these in our show notes, that is a mandala coloring book.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's awesome. Were you a coloring in the lines kind of gal?
I tried. I did try.
Yeah.
And sometimes it worked.
Did you follow the schemes or did you have some unconventional?
Oh, definitely unconventional schemes. Yeah.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
And there's studies that show with these sort of mandala and geometric coloring books, it relieves stress.
Yeah, mandalas are designed to do that.
They are.
The drawing of them and also the coloring and the design of them is like, it's something that's designed actually and meant to unwind certain things. It's kind of like a labyrinth.
Right.
When you walk a labyrinth, it unwinds certain things in your head and it brings you into a greater state of balance. Same thing with the mandala.
Right. So go find your mandala coloring book. Like, we can all pretend we're those Buddhist monks, like putting the sand out, but we're just going to color. And there's definitely a link to my favorite in the show notes. And then the next gift would be colored pencils.
Colored pencils.
But really nice colored pencils. So remember when you get those Crayola crayons and you open up, I don't know if you guys remember the smell of crayons, of new crayons and all the colors, like that big 64 pack.
64
So I don't know, you might just get the Crayola crayons for somebody, because I think secretly adults that would open that would be really happy, even though they might look at you like, did you mean this for my kid? But I think we all want crayons.
I would I'd put them, if I had crayons, I would put them in the front room, and then I would hang out.
And you'd hang out.
Yeah,
so maybe I got your gift planned out.
Okay.
But there's some really beautiful sets of artistic coloring pencils. And that's a nice add-on to the mandala coloring book.
Look at you.
Right?
Yeah.
Creative. Like, we need to be creative as adults. We need to get that joyfulness back.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a fun way to tap back into that. Yeah. What else you got over there?
Oh, well, the other one I thought about, okay, because this was another favorite toy. Do y'all remember color forms?
Color forms. Oh, the things that you would bake?
No.
Whoa, what am I thinking?
Those are shrinky dinks.
Oh, those are shrinky dinks.
I missed that. Okay, shrinky dink goes on the list.
Yeah. Color forms. Wait, what's a color form?
Color forms were those plastic filmy pieces that you would peel off and then put on a board, and you could make your own image by the different shapes.
Oh, cool.
I can't believe you never had color forms.
I do not remember color forms.
And then they evolved into like your favorite, whatever action figure or dress up doll or whatever. So you could just take these little plastic film pieces. The first set is definitely different shapes and colors. And it's called the retro color form set. You can find it. You can Google it. We've got it on our show notes. I highly recommend that one, because then you're not being weird like, oh, here's this like whatever doll color form, but a retro set.
Yeah, that's cool. In my head, I'm still only seeing shrinky dinks.
Okay, well, just move on from that one. I mean, you can get, I think color forms are cooler.
Yeah, shrinky dinks are cool, but color forms are cooler.
Yeah, because you can really create and shape, and they're just fun. So think about like stress, take 15 minutes and go create a new color form.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
You want to know what's next?
I do.
So the spirograph.
The spiral. Oh, it's kind of like make your own mandala.
It's make your own mandala. Who remembers spirograph?
Yeah, I totally
That
remember
little wheel inside the wheel with the different colors, and you start spinning, and it has this magical way of creating shapes and colors. And like, yeah, our kids all do it digitally now, but how much more fun was it when you really had pen to paper?
Yeah, there's something that magical that happens in that.
There really is.
Yeah.
And I get there's so much we can do online, but I don't know. It's like the smell of the ink and the paper and the wheels and the turning and that creative intention. And you're not in front of a digital computer or phone. You're actually creating.
Yeah. Spirographs. Yeah.
So I don't know, like just who's that friend out there? You either get them a spirograph or it's an add-on.
Yeah, it's a good one. Is it a stocking stuffer?
It could be.
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe y'all are thinking I'm a little nutty, but I'm just like, I think it's the holiday for creation.
You're going retro with it.
Retro. Mm-hmm.
Well, some of the things I loved Legos.
Legos. Well, here we are near Legoland.
Yeah.
We've never been.
We've never been to Legoland. I'm open to that.
Legos are fun.
Legos are super fun. I didn't look it up if there's an adult version of Legos, like something of the sort, but I think like things like that are really kind of cool.
I know a lot of my friends that have kids Legoland age secretly love to go.
Yeah. One of the ways that I think about gift giving is I think about something that I am super into in geeking out and try to find a connection with the person that I'm giving a gift to. So, music is one for me.
Music is great.
Like, wow, if I go out and find a specific recording or a specific album that I think would really connect with somebody that they would super dig, that they would just never think of. That's one of the things that I like to do.
That's really cool.
Just grab that and just say, hey, like, I just wanted to introduce you to this. I thought you'd really enjoy it.
Another thing are books.
Books.
But I really would suggest go to a nice bookstore. Find a book that you're like, I think they would love this. Get it wrapped at the bookstore. Get a card. Like, I know I order a ton of stuff off of Amazon, but there's something about going into the bookstore, picking out something that you normally just wouldn't find, do it that way because it's just more fun.
Yeah. It's more fun for you.
Yeah.
Like, don't stress yourself out about it. Like, oh, I got to do this thing. But it's more like give yourself the gift of having some fun in picking it out. And really, and like you said in the last episode too, is doing it intentionally.
Right.
But books. Yeah. And I tend to, again, kind of bring the same approach to it of, maybe it was a book that was really valuable for me that I thought somebody would like. But one of the things I don't do is if somebody's like kind of stressing out in their life or they got things like, here's a book on how to de-stress.
Yeah. No. That's not.
No.
Here's a dating book because you just split up, with your partner. No.
Nothing like that. It's really like, like maybe a story that I think they would really enjoy or especially if somebody's super into books is to get them an earlier edition or a nice hardcover copy, like something that makes it special and to inscribe it and about what it meant to you or kind of commemorate the book for that. I think that's a really beautiful thing to do. It adds that personal touch. And I think that's the part that I think about when I've received gifts that were really meaningful is that regardless of whether I really loved it or really, like whatever, how relevant it was in my life, it was that personal touch to say like, this is something that that person really thought would mean something to me, and they put that intention behind it. And I was like, like you can't not be touched with that.
And it doesn't have to be expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so much more value when the thought and just like, I know this person would love this.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it costs.
Yeah.
I love that. The other thing that we can all do is bake. I mean, I'm not going to be baking this year, but fudge, cookies, pies, whatever, like those talk about gifts of love.
Yeah.
So if you want to take a Saturday and you do all your cookies and whatever, freeze them, put them in a nice little package, you have a lot of gifts to give that again are heartfelt. You put time into it. They're amazing. They're homemade. I think that's a cool gift.
Yeah. If you like cooking, that's super baking, excuse me. It's a super fun thing to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then I had a couple other kind of fun, like retro. Do you want to hear them?
You deep into the retro.
I'm just so
it's
like,
a retro theme this year for Kisma.
I just think it's so much fun. All right. Etch a sketch.
Oh, an Etch-a-Sketch. Yeah.
Etch-a-Sketches are cool.
Yeah, they really are.
And how many of you mastered it when you were a kid?
I was terrible at the Etch-a-Sketch.
So now's the time.
Yeah.
Etch-a-Sketch.
That's one of my favorite parts in in Elf.
I know.
When Buddy grabs the
like
Etch-a-Sketch and he's painting the Mona Lisa on the Etch-a-Sketch. I'm like, dang, man, that's some skills right there.
But it's like, think about it. And I mean, look, maybe these are great gifts for your best friend's kids instead of your best friend. But Etch-a-Sketch, you're using your hands, you're moving, you're creative, you're off your computer screen. Okay, It's another screen, but it is not this electronic screen in your face. And there's just something fun about it, like twirling and creating. And anyways, I think Etch-a-Sketch is fun.
Yeah, I think Etch-a-Sketches are awesome. Yeah, have a fun time with it.
And finally, Light Bright. And I bet you could even get one and create an amazing image and then give it.
That would be even cooler. Yeah.
So you can actually, all right, guys. So I want to know out there who's going to do buy 5 Light Brights and create like an Om or a mandala or a sacred geometric code or a city,
a city,
a New York skyline, a beach, and then you give the done Light Bright.
Well, that will ensure that they don't return it.
Wouldn't that be kind of cool?
I think that's an amazing idea. Yeah.
Would you love to get one of those? Someone gives you a Light Bright that's like this amazing image.
Yeah, I don't know that I would actually play with the Light Bright.
But you would plug it in and see it.
I would probably just use it just like that. Yeah.
I know.
And then bring it out at holidays and things.
Yeah.
Bring it out for special occasions.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think that's kind of cool. It's like
do Buddha,
Buddha,
if you have your Catholic fan, do Jesus on the Light Bright.
Yeah. Big old
Madonna.
Yeah. Do the Madonna. Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea. I love the artistic flair to gift giving. I always think that's a really cool.
I think it's amazing.
Now, that being said, you mentioned before, a scarf or something like that. And, one of the things that I did.
I have given a lot of really nice scarves in the past.
Yeah. I think you've given me a scarf.
I probably have.
And I enjoy it. Sometimes I do things that I know that they wouldn't do themselves.
Right.
Right. So my brother is Levi's kind of dude. And one year I bought him a really nice pair of Lucky jeans.
Nice.
Spent a little bit more than I normally would. It was kind of like outside the family bounds and whatever. But I was like, screw it. Like, he's never going to buy a nice pair of Lucky jeans. I didn't get crazy. I didn't get True Religions or anything like that. I was like, Lucky's, I think you'll really enjoy. And he wore those for years and he loved them.
Aww.
And it opened him up to a brand new world of
cool.
What's beyond Levi's. And I'm like, Lucky's are definitely a step up from that and you'll enjoy them, dude.
Yeah.
And he'd bring them out for special occasions and he'd wear them. They looked really good on him. And,
cool.
And it was like something that he would have just never done for himself.
Right.
And I really enjoyed doing that. I thought it was cool and it's fun to see what that did for him. And that's kind of like a scarf. Okay, well, maybe it's a scarf though that would be a little bit outside of the box for them, or something that would look really cool, but they might not really pick it out
or purchase it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that's true. It's like finding something that expands their presence and their reality.
Yeah, I think of it as, as we're talking through this, I'm kind of deconstructing some of the cooler gifts that I've given to people, and it really is about kind of making a link. In between the two of you for one, and also opening up a new area for them that is kind of a gift that keeps on giving.
Right.
Like my folks, I think they're listeners of the podcast now. I set my mom up on her smartphone.
Awesome.
But I had gotten, I think it was for her birthday. I got from Raj, the coffee of the month.
The coffee.
So my folks are kind of 8 o'clock bean sort of folks, from the Kroger and everything. And Raj's coffee is amazing. And so now they get a really nice bag of Raj's coffee every month. And
that is Java Press.
Java Press, yeah.
PRESSE. We'll have a link in our show notes for that as well. Great coffee, great entry level deal that they have going on there.
Yeah. And I love it because every month my mom sends me a text. Oh, this month is this coffee and we're really enjoying it. They're all different and they really love it, and, classic, I'm not saying go to the jelly of the month club or anything, but it's a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was a fun connection. And to me, it was like it upgraded an area of their life that I'm just like, cool. Like if you're really enjoying your 8 o'clock bean coffee, that's nice and everything, but hey, why don't you try this? And it's something that they wouldn't have done themselves.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
That's fun for me.
I do want to mention another one of my favorites. So this is giving. It's more expensive than a Light Bright, but one of my favorite gifts is Love 13.
Oh,
I mean, we have so much of Heather Wells's jewelry and talk about intention. So each of these pieces are really crafted with amazing crystals, and you just got to check out love-13.com. And so for that really special person, or when you want to go out, like when someone, it's just like, you just know they need a crystal bracelet that's going to open their heart or help them more with abundance, find it there. That's
help them
great. Get grounded, open their crown, whatever. And love13.com has so much. So that's a great gift.
Yeah, we are huge fans.
Huge fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. To me, I think there's another important part to talk about, the whole giving and receiving thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the receiving part of it. I think sometimes, especially when there's a routine around the giving where it's like, okay, maybe it wasn't exactly what you wanted, or you're expecting something kind of different. When I think about the receiving, it's not the gift at all. It's like, it's really the intention behind it, and really just being so grateful that person thought of you and that they were able to. So it's like, it's a really receiving freely, without expectation of anything. Right. So even if it's, your aunt who gives you this really interesting sweater or
a Christmas sweater,
whatever that might be, that you will absolutely never wear again. It's a beautiful thing that you receive it, and do something lovely with it.
Right.
Yeah,
that's so true. It's just law of receiving.
Yeah. The law of receiving. You let yourself receive really freely, and to receive with grace.
Yeah. That's great.
I think is a lovely, lovely thing to do. And it's that attitude. It's like, whether it's small or big or whatever it is, it's just like, that's so awesome.
Yeah. And finally, I would say to our listeners to take out any festive stress of gift giving. Just give from the heart. Avoid thinking, worrying what they're going to think. Is it okay? Like if you're there with the intention, I really want to lift up this person and do something special, that's enough.
Yeah, I think that's a really beautiful way to look at it. So
yeah, no stress, just give. Start with the Light Bright.
I start to make a game out of it.
You do?
Yeah. It's like, I think about, all right, what's this person, and kind of think about them. And we've really pared it down in my family this year. So I kind of, I make it sort of a fun game.
That's cool.
Like, what will be that thing, and I just kind of wait for the right thing to show up. And I know when I see it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
I love it. So everyone, happy gift giving, happy shopping. Please let us know if you choose the color forms or the mandala, or if you have other ideas that you'd like. All right, Nick insists on the shrinky dinks. Frankly, I just thought they were freaks. Like, that just scared me as a child. These things are shrinking in the oven because it was back in the day, you turn on the light and watch them shrink. It was just very bizarre. So I don't know. I had an analogical experience, but shrinky dinks it is.
Okay.
If you have any ideas, hey, email us info@sourcemovement.com. Better yet, go to the show notes, which are
illuminationacademy.net/INK137.
You'll see the links to my favorite gifts, and you can post a comment below and let me know what you're doing for your gift giving festive season.
Yes. Namaste.
Peace. Hey, thanks for jamming with us today. And if you enjoy Illumination Podcast, please go ahead and share it with someone you love. Give us a rating, review, download our podcast. And remember, you can find us at illuminationacademy.net/podcasts. Talk to you soon. Namaste.